What's going in? Welcome into another edition of the H&H Podcast. I'm your boy Ahmad Hicks alongside Henry Lake. And every week, seems like we start this podcast with the same storyline. Unfortunately, the Vikings fall to their border rival, the Green Bay Packers. J.J. McCarthy struggles once again. But I think that only tells one side of the story. Mm-hmm. But I love to see where your head is at after that game as the Vikings fall to 4-7.
Well, I'm just full of heartbreak and disappointment, to be honest with you, just because of I had high expectations for the game.
Yeah.
I know that it's a rivalry. I felt like if there was ever going to be a game in which the quarterback was going to be under the microscope, it would be that one.
Why?
Because it's the Packers. And because he had struggled the previous couple of weeks. And he struggled again. So I officially am looking at this situation and really understanding that it's really dire right now for the Vikings from the quarterback position in this way. I think that this is one of the worst seasons of Minnesota Viking football in my lifetime. And I say that because we have wasted a year at the quarterback position because there's been no development or lack thereof development. It's been a wasted year of Justin Jefferson in his prime. Mm-hmm. And it's been a waste of millions of dollars with that offensive line because that offensive line has struggled all season long. So there's been a lot of things that I have an issue with.
I cannot argue with you on the offensive line. They spent, $18 million on Ryan Kelly. Ooh. He just played his second full game. They spent $88 million over the course of 5 years for Will Fries. He hasn't been great, but neither has Christian Darrisaw or Brian O'Neill. So I will say that. But now that you make that statement, how can you make the argument that it's a wasted year of development for a quarterback when the guys in front of him aren't playing good?
Because the reason why I say this is because there's been a lack of development for the quarterback.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Like a lot of people who criticize J.J. McCarthy, rightfully so, some people, when you make that criticism, are you watching the TV copy or are you going back to like NFL Plus, NFL Pro and watching the All 22?
I'm watching, whether it's in the stadium, watching it on television. I've only watched the NFL copy one other time. But this is the reality of it. Let's take all of that out. Because I don't watch that every week. Let's take all of that out. When the head coach is talking about mechanics, what are we talking about? We talking about practice? Not a game. Talking about mechanics.
Late.
So no. When we are in the middle of an NFL season, you can't tell me that the development
6 games.
You can't tell me that the development of the quarterback's going great. It's not. You can't sell that to the people out there. You can't.
Okay, and this is why I'm saying I urge people to go back and watch the All 22. The numbers only tell half of the story. If you go back and watch the All 22 and you look at all of
the majority of the time.
Yes, look at his 19 dropbacks. He had 7 incompletions, 2 interceptions. Of those 19 dropbacks, about 4, 5 bad plays from McCarthy where you're like, you got to do better. You got to make a throw. That Jalen Naylor interception. Now, if you go back and watch the All 22 and you look at the offensive line, and the time they're giving him to throw the ball, where his receivers are at the top of his drop, the play that Kevin O'Connell called, it's not all in line for J.J. McCarthy to just go out there and have success.
But this is where I'm going to vehemently disagree with you on. There are just certain things innately that he just doesn't do well.
Okay.
There was, I can't remember who was rushing him, but
Micah Parsons,
there was
Rashawn Gary.
I can't remember specifically which guy.
Okay.
But there was one where he had no feel for the rush. Like how do you not feel that guy coming and you know that you're running out of time? There are times when he doesn't know when to climb in the pocket, which actually Sam Darnold exhibited a lot last year and had a lot of success with. There are just certain things that way that he has not grasped yet.
Yeah, but you don't grasp those things in 6 games.
No, but that's the development part, though, man. Like some of the stuff you gotta, and some guys just have it, and he doesn't have it yet. He's got to develop it.
And one could argue that it takes time to have it.
Yeah.
All right. So look,
but it's not getting better though. That's the problem. That's where fans are, because fans are going to be all over you after this.
Man, rightfully so.
But this is the thing. That's why fans are all over him now. Is because because we understand he's young. We understand that he is in his first year of being a starter. But when you are seeing after the midway point, I guess some people are saying regression, that's the reason why all of the articles are coming out. That's the reason why Tim Hasselbeck broke it down on Sunday night and was like, look, and I love him on ESPN.
There's a lot of breakdowns.
Yeah, and he's getting...
Connor Stallions had a great breakdown of him.
framed.
Former Michigan coach that was there with McCarthy. He had a pretty great breakdown. Kurt Warner, former Super Bowl winning quarterback, he had a nice breakdown and said JJ needs to play faster, but also the development and the play calling also needs to improve as well.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I noticed during the game, Kevin O'Connell called 58% runs in the first half. All right, was that to help J.J. McCarthy or was that to help the offensive line?
They were effective.
They were until the second half when Miles Price let the ball hit him, and then that gave Green Bay a touchdown. So one could argue that it's 10-6. They get the stop that they need coming out of the second half, and J.J. McCarthy doesn't have to play from behind. They can keep doing what they need to do in order to be successful. And at that point, it had been successful. So my thing is, it's always other factors of why things go bad. And then my last point.
I can't say at any point that this offense was successful at all on Sunday.
That first half, they were driving the ball.
They ended up with 6 points for the game.
I mean, look, I feel like Kevin O'Connell put the training wheels on J.J. McCarthy a little bit in that first half, and that's not going to help your quarterback develop at all.
And I think the Miles Price part, you're 100%. He's been.
If he does not fumble, who knows? Who's to say J.J. can't drive him down the field and go get another 3
He's
points?
been putting him in bad spots consecutive weeks.
Thank you. All right, so when you talk about the whole landscape of quarterbacks, though, Bryce Young, a couple of years ago, first overall draft pick, looked terrible his first year. Started his second season, got benched. Then got his job back, did great at the end of the year. Then this season is having some growing pains, but he still almost had his team in first place had they won on Monday Night Football last year. Josh Allen in Buffalo, people were considering him a bust for the first 2 to 3 years of his career. Now he's an MVP winner. With the exception of Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow maybe, young quarterbacks just don't come in this league and thrive right away. And I think that's something that I've been trying to beat a dead horse about every single week when it comes to J.J. McCarthy. It's like, yes, his tape is not the best in the world. Do we see flashes? Yes, we see flashes. Do we see consistent flashes? No, we don't see consistent flashes. But my thing is, people talked about Kirk Cousins all the time. Oh, we want a different quarterback. We want somebody better. We want a young quarterback that we can build around. All right? Then it's like, well, we don't want to pay all this money for a quarterback. We got to improve everywhere else. So you let Sam Darnold walk. Now you get the young quarterback you want. And now it's like, well, we don't have time for this. Like, we want to win now. We're wasting Justin Jefferson's career. We're wasting it. It's like, come on now, people.
But
what are we talking about?
But
here?
I will push back on this. It is
Do you
not
need a solo shot on this tape?
It is not a thing where we have Patrick Mahomes and who was the other quarterback?
Josh Allen
as outliers in terms of
and Joe Burrow
and coming in. I mean, Dak.
He had his growing pains as well.
Dak came in the league. He was. I'm not saying
he had a phenomenal team when he came in.
I'm not saying that he came in as like a Pro Bowler or came. I mean, Jade McDaniels came in lighting it on fire. Russell Wilson came in lighting it on fire. Like yes, they had good teams around him. I'm not saying
great teams.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that the Vikings situation is like the perfect situation, but we've seen a lot of quarterbacks come into this league and have success from day one.
A lot is a stretch.
I think that you can find examples every couple of years. Primarily, it's what you're talking about. You come in, you struggle for a year, and then you start to show that gradual improvement in year number 2, and then you're ready to launch off in year number 3.
So if that's the case, then why are we being so hard on J.J. McCarthy?
Because it looks so bad right now.
Okay, that's just the microwave effect of sports now. Everybody wants to put it in the microwave. Ding, it's ready to roll in 30 seconds. That's not how it works.
Yeah, but you know what, though? The counter to that, though, is how does Drake May look? Caleb Williams hasn't been as great as
I wanted you to go
no,
there.
no,
Okay.
he hasn't been as great as what everybody's trying to project him to be, but he hasn't been hurting his team the way that McCarthy is.
One could argue he is, though, if you go dissect the all-22 film and the time that he's holding on to the ball.
He holds the ball too long.
And not being pressured.
But then he's able to negate some of that or go back against some of that with some of the plays that he makes with his feet.
Was the guy.
Michael Penix Jr. sucks to me. I don't like his game. Bo Nix has been good.
No.
Bo Nix has been good.
No,
He's been good. How can you say he's not been good?
He's in the bottom half in the NFL in QBR. It's his defense. It's the run game.
First off, when I say good, I'm not talking about necessarily
stats.
Thank you. The stats. We understand what Denver is. Denver is all defense, sprinkled in with a little bit of offense.
Defense.
But when I say good, I'm talking about he is not somebody that week in, week out is putting his team primarily in harm's way. He's had some bad games. Trust me. Bo Nix, he's had some bad games. He's also had games, though, where he's been able to, because one of the games earlier in the year against the Giants, that was like one of the worst performances that we've seen
that game.
in like years.
I believe.
But he typically is able to put some drives together when he needs to, like JJ. Like JJ at the end of a game but Bo Nix has been able to do that a little bit better over the span of 2 years because he started last year too.
Were the Broncos good last year?
No, but they were improving.
Okay. All right. I think that's a good place. Well, hold on. Before we rest on this Vikings topic, take on Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks this weekend. We have the pregame show leading in right to that game. 2 o'clock Vikings Game Day Live. Then we go right into the game at 3 o'clock on Fox 9.
And your guy ain't even available. His guy, J.J. McCarthy, is probably not going to even play.
Relax. One on the my guy. I'm just coming to defense of a guy who is getting a lot of unfair criticism right now, but he's not available. He noticed some symptoms because he was getting banged up.
That's a stretch.
He was getting banged up in that
That's
game.
a stretch.
The offensive line wasn't protecting him.
The criticism is fair. It's fair for KOC. It's fair with Kwesi and all the money that he spent in the signings and all that in his draft picks or lack thereof.
Horrible draft picks.
I think everybody being criticized right now is fair. They're all fair game.
Nonetheless, they take on Sam Darnold this weekend. Their former guy that led them to 14 wins last year, but 4 losses against two teams with elite defensive lines, and that made his life hell. Now they're going to face a defensive line in the Vikings that's pretty good. A front seven that's pretty good. A defense that really hasn't been getting gashed since Andrew Van Ginkel and Blake Cashman came back. Do you think Sam Darnold dazzles this weekend against his former team? Or do you think the Vikings show everybody here in Minnesota like, hey, there's a reason why he wasn't worth $100 million for us?
That's such a tough one to answer. I'm gonna put it like this.
I'm listening.
I think that Sam Darnold's going to have a decent game. I don't think he's going to go off. I don't think that he's going to be great. I think that Brian Flores is going to put together a great defensive scheme, and they know Sam well. I don't even really think this type of matchup is going to come down to can you stop Sam Darnold and their offense. I think this is going to come down to can we do anything offensively.
And if Max Brosmer plays, what are you expecting?
That's what I'm saying. I really don't have any expectations. Like, to go into Seattle, it don't matter which quarterback.
Why is it not fair for him to have lofty expectations and JJ does?
I don't know. I don't know what. Well, first off, the expectations are going to be different and baked in because of draft position and all that stuff.
That was
whatever.
a setup question. I understand that.
But I just don't like the last time I saw Max Brosmer was at the University of Minnesota.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, so I really don't know what to expect. I'm not sitting here saying I expect him to go out and just it's going to be all good if he throws 3 picks or fumbles a ball. I'm just saying I don't know what we're going to get. He could be the next Tom Brady.
Neither do
while he
I.
pipping somebody.
Neither do I. He does progress things very well. At least that's what he showcased in the preseason. But the preseason you take with a grain of salt.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the preseason. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. It's going to be an interesting topic next week.
I think it's a 10.5 spread.
Is it?
Something like that.
Is it?
It's pretty, yeah.
Is it? I gotta wait till the phone loads in here. My service is terrible in here. We'll figure that out. All right, let's talk about the Gophers. We said last week that wouldn't be a guaranteed win for them. Although at this point in PJ Fleck's career, games like that versus Northwestern should be guaranteed wins if your program is headed in the right way. It is a 10.5-point spread, by the way. Just saw it. That should be a guaranteed win for this program, but it's not. They lost 38-35. The kicker missed a field goal, went wide left to send the game to overtime. I will say this before we kind of get on our tough criticism of the Gophers. Drake Lindsey's a dude.
Yeah, he's good.
4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I think Drake Lindsey, and whenever the Gophers need a drive at the end of the game, when they're trailing, when they're down, when they need to make something shake, he makes something shake every single time. I think he's a dude. And the question that you brought up a couple of weeks ago is, do the Gophers have to worry about keeping Drake May or losing him to the portal? Very legitimate with the tape that he's putting on film. Now, I think he has a great bond with Fleck, and as long as Fleck is here, he's probably here. Mm-hmm. That being said, the Big Ten is improving. The Gophers are not.
This is a bad loss. So I know that the Gophers were not favored to win this game. I know that they lost by 3 and the kicker missed a field goal at the end. When you are surging and you end up, because they put up 21 straight points, I believe. They led 28-13.
Yeah, it was 28-13, yeah.
You do not let, because I was watching. I was watching every single.
Me too.
You do not let a 28-13 lead slip away like that. And I think that the main thing that I've talked with friends about and people that we know, colleagues and stuff, is what was going on defensively. That was it was horrible for them to lose that game.
That final drive that Preston Stone went down there and drove down.
He didn't throw an incompletion in the second half.
He didn't. And you know what? One play that stuck out of my head, and I was gonna copy it and put it on social media and just be like, "What are we doing?" It was like a third and 9, 10, something like that. The Gophers essentially, I believe, I didn't watch the All-22, so I can't say this with confidence, but I believe they ran some type of Tampa 2, where your middle linebacker is just kind of dropping, or maybe it was a 4. I'm not sure. But all I know is the tight end for Northwestern ran a curl route right at the first down marker. And you see the linebackers dropping. My man, if it's 3rd and 10, you put your heels on the 10, you don't move.
Yeah.
That's why you got safeties over the top to help you out. You don't move because you don't want them to line up in front of you. You make them run an 8-yard route on 3rd and 10 instead of an 11-yard route, which is what the offense is taught. You go past the first down, you come back to the ball. I saw that, and I'm thinking, what is this defense doing? Why are you running that vanilla defense when you need a stop? Why are you being so passive? And I think part of the problem with the Gophers is their inability to go out and go bring in a top-notch coordinator both offensively and defensively. Now, I felt like they did that last year. Okay. The guy they brought in, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, Heatherman. He's down in Miami now. He did great. That defense was phenomenal under him. It's a reason why he left, and another school paid him to go there.
They got guys going to the league, yep.
Exactly. But my thing is, offensively, Drake Lindsey's all right. He's doing well. Yeah. But I still think that they could benefit from having an outside coordinator come in. Forget that we're bringing guys up in our program. We're promoting from within. Within ain't been working. Within ain't been bringing you no national championships. It ain't getting you no closer to college football playoff berths. You're not getting close to New Year's 6 bowl games. You need to go get a change of scenery.
Let's just be honest, and then we'll wrap on the Gophers. This has been a bad year for the Gophers.
You think
they didn't win a road game this year?
0-5.
Yeah, and you don't have any more road games, so you're going to go winless on the road.
Crazy.
I think that this weekend against Wisconsin, Wisconsin's playing better football here.
2 straight wins versus ranked teams.
Yeah.
What you think?
I think that the Gophers win, but I think it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle.
Well, every home game has been a struggle. I mean, Buffalo, they barely blew out. Talking about Michigan State, Purdue, they had to come from behind to win those games thanks to last-second drives from Drake Lindsey. It's kind of embarrassing to watch. What's the line this weekend? Gophers are favored by 1.5.
So it's a toss-up. Yeah, not good.
All right, I guess we'll have to end this talking about –
we got to talk about the Wolves. This is just this.
Another great night from Anthony Edwards wasted.
Empty calories. All them points, it's meaningless. So let me say
43 last night.
Let me say this real quick about these meltdowns. because some people are wanting to blame Coach Chris Finch, and I'm not sitting here gonna say that there were not a couple points last night.
Stalling him out?
Like he should have called a timeout, because when they cut it from 10 to 5, he should have called a timeout, in my opinion.
Agreed.
But when you look back at the Phoenix game and the way that they blew that game,
man,
and some of the things that have occurred last night against Sacramento, Chris Finch is not a babysitter in terms of like he has to hold their hand 24/7. Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards know how to inbound the basketball and bring it up the court. When you don't execute that, the most simplest of things, it's not good. That's not on the coach.
60 points between those two, but also 8 turnovers between those two. You kind of expect the turnovers because they're handling the ball the most.
We don't have a PG right now.
Yeah. Dante DiVincenzo, because right now,
and Rob's not playing.
Rob
great.
Dillingham has pretty much been I can't call him a bust, but
It ain't been good, though.
and that's part of their problem.
Yep.
All right, so we say the same thing. Hopefully, though, we're going to have somebody special from the Timberwolves. Well, he's not, like, affiliated with the Timberwolves, but Anthony Edwards' best friend, Nick Maddox. That's my guy. We talk quite a bit. He's going to be joining us here on this podcast, so we're going to have some guests start to roll in. We're going to start featuring some people, and I think he's going to be able to provide a little insight on this basketball team that maybe we don't know about. It is still early right now. Timberwolves 10-7, but they're dropping some questionable games. They should be a little bit better than what their record indicates, kind of the story of Minnesota sports this year.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see what he has to say. He gets back in town later this week after the holidays.
He's a funny dude.
He's hilarious. So we're gonna chop it up with him. Hopefully we'll have him on this next episode and get a little insight on the Timberwolves, and then we'll get closer to knowing the Gophers' fate in a bowl game. Is looking like something probably the day after Thanksgiving in Detroit.
Man.
At the same boat.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Eat plenty of stuffing, dressing, whatever you want to call it. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Can I ask you a hot take real fast on Thanksgiving?
Go ahead.
Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie.
So it's no question.
I mean, they're very similar, but it's sweet potato pie always.
Very similar.
They are similar.
Debatable.
They're similar.
Do you bring a pumpkin pie to your Thanksgiving?
No.
Have you ever?
My aunt does sweet potato pies, and so they handle that.
Have you ever had Thanksgiving where people bring pumpkin pies in your household? Is it
not in my household?
That's what I'm saying. In your household?
Nah, it's not really been a thing. No.
All right, that was kind of a debate on Twitter and social media the other day. I'm with you. Sweet potato pie.
Do most black Thanksgivings do pumpkin pie in a household?
No.
Yeah, I was about to say yeah.
It's sweet potato pie all day in black households.
Or even bean pie.
I'm not getting jiggy with that. No, bean pie.
Shout out to the Elamines.
I've never heard of that.
You've never had a bean pie?
No, not in my house. It's sweet potato pie. You got peach cobbler. You got a German chocolate cake. You got all that type of spread. No bean pie.
No. I'm not saying for Thanksgiving. I'm just saying like it's kind of in the same realm. Okay. Yeah. No, it's good.
No pumpkin pie though.
I'm gonna get you some bean pie. You gotta try it. It's great.
For the people at home though, no pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. Go get you some sweet potato pie. If you ain't had none, call one of your homies up on our side and just be like, hey, bring me a sweet potato pie. Let y'all taste that difference. It's going to hit different. I promise you. But I feel like that's a good place to end. Make sure y'all eat a lot of food. Give back to those, who may not be as blessed as you are. Or, be thankful for everything that you have around you, family, friends, and God in your life. And hopefully the Gophers beat Wisconsin. And we're not talking about an upset at Huntington Bank Stadium. Hopefully J.J. McCarthy plays and does well versus Sam Darnold. And hopefully Sam Darnold doesn't torch the Vikings defense.
Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble.
See y'all next week.